Hey, Skylar.
Hey, Sergina.
What's up?
Nothing. What about you?
Nothing. What do you want to talk about?
The Brazilian Indian genocide?
Did someone say the Brazilian Indian genocide? What do you want to learn about the Brazilian Indian genocide?
I want to learn about geography.
The geography and racial/ethnic makeup. The geography of the Brazilian Indian genocide was around the Amazonian region and Brazil. The racial ethnic makeup included the Indians and the Europeans/Americans/Germans. The Indians were being tortured while the Europeans not only observed the massacre but contributed to the genocide.
Today, there are about 240 tribes living in Brazil, totaling to around 900,000 people. But the government recognized that 690 territories for the indigenous population covered about 13%. So they started taking some away. So now these tribes that live outside the Amazon only occupy around 1.5% of the total land reserved for Indians in the country.
What do you want to learn about the Brazilian Indian genocide?
I want to know who was targeted.
Given for them to be the targets. The targets of the Brazilian Indian genocide included the Brazilian Indians in the 1940s. The reason for the massacre was that
Serge, what else do you want to learn?
Well, I kind of want to learn how it was executed.
In 1967, a federal prosecutor named Jader Figueiredo published a report recording thousands of crimes committed against the Indians, from murder, land theft, to enslavement. One famous event, known as the Massacre of the 11th Peril, a robber baron ordered his men to hurl sticks of dynamite into a Cinta Larga village. They also poisoned hundreds of Indians with arsenic laced with sugar, and severe methods of torture, such as slowly crushing the victim's ankles with an instrument known as, quote-unquote, the trunk.
What else do you want to learn?
Well, we'd like to learn about the community's response.
A group called Survival International was founded in 1969. In 1985, 22 years of military dictatorship ended and a new constitution was drawn up. Natives and their supporters fought hard for more rights.
Who is responsible for this genocide? Is justice being served?
But what about the end?
The talk and conflict about this genocide hasn't really ended yet, but the killings and torture stopped. The actual genocide ended with a decline of over 80% of the population of indigenous people gone. 6 million Indians went into extinction after this, but the Brazilian government promised to allocate them new land by 1993. But 2 decades later, most of them still live in the squalid roadside camps where the disease is rife. Children die from starvation, and suicide rates are shockingly high. Suicide rates have increased ever since the 1930 evictions. The country ordered even more evictions in July this year. The violence and bloodshed escalated recently as Guarani tribesmen tried to retake the land that was also stolen from them. 134 officials were charged with over 1,000 crimes. 38 officials were dismissed, but no one was ever jailed for the atrocities. Brazil failed to jail a single person despite initial charges.
J's on my feet.